Meanwhile, a media briefing in this regard was held at the Maldivian embassy in Colombo today.
In general, the findings of the report of paramount importance to the country as such, because this process in many ways had led to a standstill in a number of quarters. So this, as a government, gives us now, as we see it, the opportunity to move forward with our development agenda with the necessary vigor and support that's required. Today onwards, the key priority of the government is going to be the moving ahead with our democratic process, for one, and this process, the Coney process, or the coming to end of this process, we believe is going to be the necessary catalyst for further engagement with the international community in moving ahead with the democratic process.
Sri Lanka and Singapore booked their places in the final of the 8th Asian Netball Championships today. They did so by defeating Malaysia and Hong Kong respectively.
The first semi-final took place between Sri Lanka and Malaysia at the Sugatadasa Indoor Stadium today. The game was played at a high intensity from the very beginning, with Sri Lanka narrowly edging the first quarter 15-11. Both teams scored 16 points in a tight second quarter, making the score 31-27 in favour of the Sri Lankan ladies. Claiming 18 points each from the next two quarters, Sri Lanka ended up with a final score of 67, while Malaysia's final tally was 58. Co-captain Tarjuni Shivalingam starred for the Sri Lankans, scoring 65 of the 67-point total. In the second semi-final played out today, Singapore took on Hong Kong. Singapore took the lead in their first quarter, edging out the ladies from Hong Kong 14-9. The second quarter saw Singapore score 11 points to Hong Kong's 10. Singapore dominated the third and fourth quarter, winning 16-1 and 12-7 respectively, as they booked their place in the final of the 8th Asian Netball Championships with a scoreline of 53-27.
The International Cricket Council today announced its Test Team of the Year as chosen by a specially appointed selection panel chaired by West Indies batting legend Clive Lloyd. The announcement was made by the ICC Chief Executive David Richardson at a media briefing in Colombo to announce the shortlist for the ICC Awards.
6 countries are represented in the 12-man lineup, with Kumar Sangakkara having earned his place in the team for the third year in a row. The wicket-keeper batsman is also in the running for a plethora of ICC awards, including Test Cricketer of the Year, ODI Cricketer of the Year, ICC Test Cricketer of the Year and the People's Choice Award. Other Sri Lankans in the shortlist include Lasint Malinga, Tilakaratne Dilshan, Ajantha Mendis and Dinesh Chandimal. Dilshan and Mendis were nominated for the ICC T20 Performance of the Year, while Dinesh Chandimal was nominated for the Emerging Cricketer of the Year award. Another Sri Lankan, Kumar Dharmasena, was nominated for the ICC Umpire of the Year.
And on that note, we wrap up this edition of Primetime News. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure having you with us. Remember, if you want to read up on any of the stories that we had tonight, you can log on to our website at www.newsfirst.lk. You can also like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and also log into our YouTube channel, News First International. For Primetime News, I'm Nadim Majid.
And I'm Sonali Manikabadage. Good night.